Hey, this is Pete Ionito from Korg's Bass Division, and today we're going to look at some Spectre and Darkglass gear. So this bass I have is, you might notice, it looks pretty wild. This is the Spectre HP Dimension 5-string bass. What this is it's a multi-scale NS Spectre bass. The G string is a 34-inch scale. The B string is a 37-inch scale. So as you go, the scale gets a little longer. And what that does is, if you think of like a piano, the deeper the note and the thicker the string, the longer. And what it makes is for a very even sounding instrument and a very even playing instrument. The string tension is even across the bass. And it gives you a really tight B. But across the instrument, super even. So your G is also very clear. This instrument is an alder body, a maple neck, a ebony fingerboard, and it has lumen lay side dots, so they actually glow in the dark. It has the EMG soap bar pickups and a Darkglass tone capsule preamp. What's cool about this preamp is it's not bass mid treble, although it is a 3-band preamp. It's bass, low mid, high mid. So if you're the type of bass player that doesn't like that kind of glassy treble control, you have a high mid instead. So let's give it a listen. So some bass, some low mid. That's where you get that attack. And some high mid. So it's a super flexible, really great sounding bass. Now for Darkglass, we have a couple different flavors today. I'm going to show you some of the different distortion sounds and how to use them. So the amplifier we're running into is the Darkglass Alpha Omega 900. This is a Class D 900 watt bass amplifier, and this thing has so much connectivity and so many sounds in it. So I'll try to keep it brief. But right off the bat, for your clean sound, you have your EQ section, which right now is just set flat. And then you have a compressor built in. But what's great is the Alpha Omega, if you're familiar with the pedals, Alpha and Omega are flavors. So tap distortion. We have, first off, a clean blend. How much of your bass guitar versus how much of your effect. Now the Alpha and Omega are two different styles of overdrive that you can blend between. So you have your Alpha, you have your Omega. That one gets pretty gnarly. And now you can find your blend between the two. You have your bite and your growl. Little top end, little bottom end, and you can control how much drive you want. And for, you don't want to reach back and tap buttons while you're playing your gig, there's also a foot switch. So you can turn the distortion off and on. And then this thing has so much connectivity. There are cab sim IRs that you can run out of your XLR. There are dual XLRs on the back, pre and post. You can connect a MIDI controller. It's a super, super flexible amp. So yeah, that's the Alpha Omega 900. Now, we have a couple flavors of pedals. So I'm gonna go back to a clean bass sound. So the very first Darkglass pedal, the B3K, is like one of the quintessential bass overdrive pedals now. And the goal of that pedal was to retain your low end, but also have this aggressive sound that sits great in a mix. There have been many iterations, from a 4-knob pedal to a pedal with preamp to even like our programmable pedal, as well as the amplifiers. But the simplest version, if you just want that B3K sound, is the B1K. That's what we have here. And this thing, 2 knobs. You have your volume, and you have how much drive. Now what's cool is on the back of the pedal is a little door you can pop open. It has a magnet strip in there. And there is a treble frequency control and a clean blend control. So those are like the set it and forget it controls. How much of your clean bass do you want to hear? How much of that top end do you want to hear? And then you can control the effect here. And it can get from just a little bit of hair on your signal to just full-blown gnarly. So that's the B1K. Now for something with a little more, something a little different, we have the MicroTubes X Ultra. Now the Ultra series, we have them for the MicroTubes, we have them for the X, we have them for the Alpha Omega. But what these are you have your distortion, but you also have just a clean preamp. So as you can see, I have a 6-band EQ, and I can dial in my clean bass sound. But then I can add the overdrive. So this thing is, it's a preamp and it's a distortion pedal. Now what's great is with the X, the goal of that was we took the B3K MicroTube sound and we ran it through pass filters. So what you have here is, this is really for the bass player who wants a dirty sound, but they don't want to lose their low end. They really care about low end retention. So what we have here is there's a low pass filter and a high pass filter. The low pass filter starts at kind of like a subby, thick, and goes to a very pointed, aggressive sound. And then for the high end, kind of a messy, dirty sound, all the way to a more modern, overdriven sound. And what you can do, which is really cool, is you can dial in, let's say I want that punchy low end, but I want more of the saturated, overdriven sound, right? Now the low end runs to a compressor. So you can compress, do you want a wide open low end or punchy and compressed? Then with the drive, or with the treble, it runs to a drive. So what you have here, and then the final bit is each of them have their own volume. So here's even. So you want more of your low end. Or you want more top end presence. So you have the flexibility of really honing the low end of your instrument, really honing the high end of your instrument to get a dirty sound that has low end retention, but also will sit in your band or in your mix the way you want. On the topic of mixing, this has an XLR out with the cab semi-Rs, similar to this. So you can plug this straight into your DAW, into your interface, and then you can add an 8x10 or you can add a 15, and you can add that with the Darkglass Suite, which is an app you can get for your desktop or for your phone. So yeah, lots of flavors. So just to kind of give you a little quick, we have the classic B1K. We have the X. And then we have the Alpha Omega. Oh, let's get a little more of that. Let's see. So for more on Spectre or for Darkglass, You can stop in at N Stuff Music, and they've got the gear.